What's up, y'all? We got a video from Jimmy High Roller. I know I'm a few days late, but we got this one mistake changed the NBA forever. We're gonna hop straight into it. Let's go.
This is Camille. Chances are you
Let
have
me turn
no
this up
idea
a
who
little
this
bit.
man is. But over 50 years ago, Camille made a decision that would change the NBA as we know it. See, Camille was a professional soccer player in his home country of Cameroon in the late 60s. And he
Okay.
was good. For 2 years, Camille traveled the country playing the sport he loved at one of the highest levels. But his father wasn't a fan of sports and saw soccer as an activity for those who couldn't succeed in other areas of their life. So just as his soccer career was taking off, he had to retire to focus on a more respected career in politics and local government. Fast forward 2 decades, and Camille would go on to be the chief to a small town just outside of Yaoundé, Cameroon. And throughout his life, Camille grew quite the family, 10 children in total. One of them you might be familiar with, named Luc Mbamute. Luke, like his father, loved soccer. His dream was to one day play professionally like his dad did. And growing up, Luke would focus on soccer and play the game almost exclusively until about the age of 13.
Cameroon represent.
One day, while on his way to soccer practice, Luke noticed a basketball court that usually sat empty was being used by other local kids. For the next few days, every time he passed the court, these boys were shooting hoops. And slowly, Luke's curiosity got the best of him. So later that week, when no one was around, he grabbed his soccer ball, headed to practice, but this time, he stopped at the empty basketball court and took a shot. And that was it. He was hooked. For the next 10 years, Luke gave up soccer to focus on basketball. He quickly rose through the ranks in Cameroon's youth system and even gained the attention of college scouts in the United States after being selected to be a part of Cameroon's national youth basketball team, eventually earning a scholarship to play basketball at UCLA. His parents were reluctant to send their boy to the U.S.
He played at UCLA?
The difficult decision he had to make because of his father.
I didn't know that.
Camille didn't want to stop his son from pursuing his dreams in sports. And so in 2004, Luke moved to the U.S. and soon after enrolled at UCLA on a basketball scholarship. And 4 years later, after a decorated college career, Luke would become just the third player in his country's history to be selected in the NBA draft.
Wow, that's big time, bro.
This story doesn't end here.
That's
Because
big
throughout
time.
his NBA career, Luke would frequently
I remember him. I
to visit
remember
family and host his
those,
own
like,
basketball
2014,
camp. And it was at his
2015
camp in
Clippers.
2011 where he discovered possibly the next great Cameroonian basketball player. A tall, lanky
maybe
kid who
2017?
just picked up the sport a few months prior, had no real skill or finesse, but had all the potential in the world. His real passion was volleyball, and he was supposed to move to France later that year to play professionally. But Luke knew this kid was special. So under Luke's mentorship, the teenage prospect continued to develop his skills and moved to the US just 1 year later in pursuit of his basketball dreams. In the US, he enrolled at one of the best prep basketball programs in the country and quickly became one of the most sought after recruits, growing to 7 feet tall, watching tapes of Akeem Olajuwon to improve his game, and even earning himself a full ride to play at the University of Kansas. But not even Luke could have predicted just how fast he would excel. His game was getting better almost by the day. His potential was seemingly unlimited. And after just 1 season in college, the
they're talking about
Cameroonian
Embiid.
recruit would enter the 2014 NBA draft.
Bro, I
where he
couldn't
was
put 2 and 2
selected
together
with the third
that he was
overall
talking about
pick.
Embiid.
His name? Joel Embiid.
I couldn't put
The
2 and 2
greatest
together. I'm like,
Cameroonian
who's he
player
talking about?
in NBA history. One man giving up his sports dreams over 50 years ago triggered a series of events that would eventually lead to 2 others having the opportunity to live out theirs. If Luc Mbamute never stopped at that court to take a shot on his way to practice, he might have never fell in love with the game. His journey to the NBA would have never happened. Maybe he focuses on soccer instead.
That's
he would
crazy.
have never hosted his basketball camps, and we would have never discovered one of the greatest players the world has ever seen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect, when a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has rippling effects through time, leading to some consequential event sometimes long after the initial event. And this is just one of many butterfly effects that would change the course of NBA history forever.
I like that music. I like it. He changed
was
it
brought
up.
to you by
He changed
Liquid
it up.
IV.
He used to have like do you guys remember like the trap? It was like the trap saxophone or whatever that he had. Bro, it was. If y'all remember, if you guys have been watching Jimmy High Roller for a little while, you guys will remember the trap saxophone. My goodness, that beat was amazing, bro. I found the actual beat on YouTube somewhere. Bro, that beat is so fire.
On your next order,
Do
it's stay
do
fueled
do
with Liquid IV.
do. I don't know if that rings a bell, but we traded the wrong guy.
Long before the Golden State Warriors were a dynasty riddled with Hall of Famers and a generational superstar, they were, not very good. The team spent the majority of 2 decades
So
as
we
one of the
believe
worst
Warriors,
organizations in the NBA,
right?
finding themselves in the playoffs once in 18 years.
Monte
Their one
Ellis.
shining star during those years of
Latrell.
perpetual mediocrity was a player who literally choked out the head coach. But entering the 2010s, Golden State began to put together a team that could actually compete. An electric, high-scoring guard in Monte Ellis, a star and a real
David
inside
Lee.
presence with David
And they had
Lee,
Andrew
and a
Bogut
babyface
too, right?
assassin by the name of Stephen Curry.
Oh, yeah,
This
Curry.
core group
Didn't they have
was
Bogut
fun.
too at the
Fans were
time?
re-engaged, but most importantly,
Or they
were
did
good.
in a few
the
years.
only thing standing in the way of them in a playoff spot was Steph Curry's ankles. Every time the Warriors picked up steam and got on a rhythm, Steph would go down with another ankle injury. But in 2012,
Damn,
there was
bro.
a specific injury that would alter
many
the
did he
timeline
have?
of Steph's career and the timeline of the entire NBA.
How many did he have? How many ankle injuries did he have?
Breaking is all I can say. I hurt for him personally, and it certainly hurt.
How long
for
has he
the
been
team
in the
and
league
organization.
for? Like
After getting his
15
ankle
years?
troubles under control in his first 2 seasons in the
14,
league,
15
Steph,
years?
seemingly
13.
out of nowhere, sprains his ankle against the Spurs just 6 games into his 3rd year in the league.
That
An injury that
sucks.
would snowball out of control and re-aggravate again and again. Unlike
That
his sprains in the
sucks,
past,
bro.
this one lingered, causing him to miss entire chunks of the season.
That
Even
sucks.
with his military-grade ankle braces, the sprain kept creeping back up, eventually leading to a season-ending surgery just 2 months after his initial injury. Meanwhile,
Wow.
the Warriors' season was in a tailspin, and a change was desperately in need
Monte
before
Ellis,
their window
David
on
Lee,
what looked like a promising group closed.
Festus
A
Ezeli,
trade was in
right?
need, and it would be a move that would make
Andrew Bogut?
or break the next decade
Or
of
maybe not.
basketball in Golden State.
Who
Their
else did
trade
they
target,
have?
Milwaukee Bucks center
Bogut.
Andrew Bogut.
There we
the
go.
only way to get him, package one of their starting guards in the deal. The choice
They traded
seemed pretty
Ellis.
obvious at the time. Get rid of the guy with debilitating ankle issues and keep the borderline all-star scoring machine. And so on March 13th, 2012, just 2 days after Steph played his last game of the
Bro.
season before undergoing surgery on his right ankle, the
That's
Warriors and the
crazy.
Bucks agreed to a 5-player trade involving Andrew Bogut and Steven Jackson for Ekpe Kwame Brown,
Okay.
and Monte Ellis. This came as a massive shock to the NBA world
And
as the
Monte
Warriors
Ellis.
just gave up.
That's gonna be one of, bro. Now that he's mentioning it, that's the what if the Warriors traded Steph Curry for Bogut is now like, or I guess it has been one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history. That would have been
Arguably
crazy.
their best player and kept an unproven talent that couldn't even stay healthy. With every piece of evidence
What if the
suggesting
Warriors
otherwise,
traded Curry
the
for
Warriors
Andrew
rolled the
Bogut?
dice and chose to keep Stephen
Whew.
Curry instead of
Rolled
Monte
the dice,
Ellis,
man.
leading to a series of events that would completely alter the landscape of the NBA.
That's a
for the
crazy
next
what
decade,
if.
and creating one of the greatest dynasties in the history of basketball.
That's a
Choice was
crazy what
theirs,
if.
and they made the right one.
Yeah.
Except, not really. Years after this trade broke news around the league, it was discovered that the original deal wasn't Monte Ellis for Andrew Bogut, it was Stephen Curry for Andrew Bogut. The Warriors were ready to build around the trio of Ellis, Lee, and Bogut. But after completing a physical with team doctors within the Milwaukee Bucks organization, the status of Curry's ankle injuries was unclear at best. So
Wow.
the Bucks denied the trade and proposed a new one with Monte instead. And inexplicably, the Warriors accepted it. The same ankle injuries that gave Curry and the organization doubts about his future with the team, and even his future in the league, became the catalyst for one of the most pivotal trade decisions in the league's history. If Steph avoided those ankle injuries leading up to the trade, the Bucks would have accepted him in a package for Bogut. He would have ended up in Milwaukee, and the last 12 years of Warriors basketball that has redefined the league would have never happened.
Wow.
Instead, Steph would have joined the Bucks, where just 15 months after his arrival,
Wow.
he would have been paired with another player
Giannis.
that might have sparked an entirely new dynasty.
With the 15th pick in the 2013
Take
NBA
15.
draft, the Milwaukee Bucks
That's crazy to think about.
select Giannis Antetokounmpo from Athens, Greece.
Just one season after their blockbuster trade, the Bucks drafted an 18-year-old
Crazy how-
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Isn't it crazy
which would
how
have paired their new
people
dynamic
didn't
point
know
guard
who
with a young international
Giannis
talent
was
they call the Greek Freak.
when he got
If
drafted?
Steph avoided those
Now
ankle
everyone
injuries,
knows, and
particularly
he's
this
an
one
incredible
against
player.
the Spurs that would linger and inevitably blow up his season in 2012. The Bucks
Crazy
would have
just the
accepted a
development.
trade offer that included him. And we may
That's
have seen
insane.
the NBA
That's
featuring a
insane to
Bucks
think
team
about.
With two of the greatest players of all time. The Warriors dynasty.
Could you imagine
potentially
Curry
replaced
and
with the
Giannis?
Bucks dynasty and an entire
If they would have traded Curry,
defining basketball, erased and replaced with an unstoppable team. In
oh
Milwaukee.
my goodness, that would have been crazy. Greatest team? That never happened.
Back in 1998, after having the
What's
NBA in a
this?
chokehold for the majority
That's
of the
crazy,
decade,
though. Curry
the Bulls
and
finished their
Giannis.
last
Could
season
you
together on
imagine?
top. But with their sixth championship
Unstoppable,
ring
bro.
came the demise of the best team in basketball. By the start of the lockout season of '99,
Greatest
the
shooter in
championship
history
roster
and
had been
arguably the
completely
greatest rim
dismantled.
runner
Rodman was
in
released.
history.
Pippen was traded to
What,
Houston.
one of
Phil
the greatest
Jackson
rim runners in
retired.
history?
The team was a shell of itself, so Michael felt like his time in the league had come
Retired?
to an end, and so he retired as well. Except he wasn't ready to leave the game. Over the years, Michael has been adamant about the fact that if the Bulls franchise brought back this team for another shot at a title, he would not have retired before the 1999 season. The one non-negotiable for Mike was that he refused to play for anyone other than Phil Jackson. But in the words of Jerry Krause, former Bulls GM, Phil Jackson could have gone 82-0 with this team, and he was still going to be let go at the end of the 98 season. This decision essentially forced Michael into retirement. But just 5 months after Jordan announced his second retirement, Phil Jackson was hired as the head coach of the Lakers team on the verge of becoming the next great NBA behemoth. Meanwhile, Michael, who says he was
That's crazy.
absolutely sure about his decision to retire, was not quite ready to leave the game behind. Over the next couple years, video surfaced of Mike visiting Bulls practices, terrorizing players in one-on-ones, clearly better than anyone in the gym. Reporters at the time even detailed Michael seriously considering suiting up and playing in Spain for half the season. But before Michael made his return in Washington, he would often visit the Lakers. During practice, before games, he would go to
Phil
their games and sit
Jackson?
courtside, something he virtually never did with other teams. He would
Michael
spend time
Jordan
with
on the
players, talking to
Lakers?
Phil, even mentoring Kobe Bryant.
Is
as
that
he
what
grew
this
into
is
a
leading to?
superstar. His involvement with the Lakers in the 1999 season was
Bro.
subtle, but had a massive effect on the team.
He said he
Despite what he
wouldn't play
told
for
us,
anyone
Mike
other
was
than
not ready
Phil
to retire in
Jackson.
1999. And with Phil Jackson coaching in LA, the obvious destination for the former Bulls great was to join the Lakers. But you see, the only problem was that by the time Jackson was hired to coach the team, Michael couldn't play basketball. It's been well documented that in the summer of 1998, Michael Jordan had caused severe damage to his right index finger while attempting to cut a cigar. In fact, in Jordan's retirement announcement, he mentions that the accident had severed a tendon in his finger and that the injury would require surgery.
That
This
finger-
injury, even if Michael
that
never
finger does
retired,
not
would
look
have
right.
sidelined him for the entire
Oh no, I'm looking at my finger right now. I'm like,
By
that
the time he
doesn't
was
seem.
physically able to return,
Yeah, that
the team
pointer
that he
finger
had
looked a
spent
little
time
off.
with, developed relationships with, and was home to the only coach that he would play for.
I was just looking. I'm like, that
Already
pointer finger
champions,
seems a
completely
little off.
removing any possibility of Mike signing with the franchise since Michael refused to join a team that were already established champions. It
Wow.
goes against everything the man believes. If Michael Jordan never severed his finger in a freak cigar cutting accident in 1998, the nagging itch he had to return to the game might have taken place 3 seasons sooner, with the only team that even had a chance at signing him, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Wow.
Instead, his injury delayed his return to the game and axed his chances of playing for Phil Jackson again and playing with Kobe.
How did that
Shaq,
injury-
and a championship roster? This team could have happened in a world where Michael Jordan doesn't get into
How did-
a freak accident.
I wonder how that freak accident, like, impacted him like going on to play baseball. Like when did that happen? Did he say 1998 or something like that? I don't know, but how did that, him cutting his finger or whatever, how did that lead him to end up playing baseball? Was that part of it maybe? I don't know.
In the 1998 offseason, we may have seen a Lakers team featuring Shaq, Kobe, and Jordan entering the 1999 NBA season.
That would have been
Maybe
ridiculous.
instead of imploding a few years later, this team continues to win.
That
and
would have been
stays together.
ridiculous.
Maybe Michael retires for the final time, not as a washed-up Washington Wizard, but instead a Bulls and Lakers legend with 3 or 4 more rings. Or maybe Michael's tyrant leadership drives Shaquille O'Neal out of LA, and we never get that 2000s Lakers dynasty at all. Maybe Michael's role on the team greatly reduces Kobe's, and we never see the true potential of the Black Mamba. And maybe
these are a lot of maybes.
Supposed to, because that's the butterfly effect. When something almost insignificant spurs a series of events that leads to something much, much bigger.
Man, this is a good video as usual. I just gotta say though, Jimmy be looking so deep into every little detail, and just like a domino effect, bro. Like how he calls it a butterfly effect. I think of it as like a domino effect. Like one thing and then all these other things change. All these other things change because of this one instant. I don't know. It's interesting to think about, though. It's interesting to think about. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Another amazing video from High Roller. I'll catch you on the next one.